Hi, Bob Ream here, talking about how to get and how to stay pure. The topic in this short video is discipline today, personal discipline. Sometimes I thought, oh God, if I just had more discipline, I would be pure. The reality is that's true. It really is true. In Proverbs 5, it says, "For a man's ways are before the eyes of the Lord, and he watches all his steps." It says, "The iniquities of the wicked ensnare him, and he's caught in the toils of his sin. He dies for lack of discipline, and because of his great folly, he's lost." Solomon, in his great wisdom, the wisest man who ever lived, said that the cause for spiritual death for some is lack of discipline. Discipline is the ability to do what you know you ought to do. Discipline is the ability to get up out of bed in the morning and to meet with the Lord. It's not to sleep in. It's not to give in to the flesh. Discipline is memorizing that verse that you know you ought to memorize. Discipline is not eating that second or third or fifth cookie. Discipline is calling up a buddy and having someone to go run with you or work out with you, knowing that his presence will kind of keep you on a workout schedule and routine. All those things are just simple marks of discipline. In 1 Corinthians 9, Paul was referring to the Olympic training that was going on. He says, "Do you not know that in a race all the runners compete, but only one wins a prize, so run that you may obtain it." Then he talks about, "I do not box aimlessly, I do not run as one, or box as one beating the air." But he says, "I pummel my body and subdue it, lest after preaching to others, I myself should be disqualified." The reality is that discipline is all through the scriptures, and we need to take heed and take command, if you would, of our choices. In Psalms 50, verse 23, it says, "To him who orders his way aright, I will show the salvation of God." The ordering of your way aright. I've gone through various stages where I've been very disciplined, and I've also gone through various stages where I've just been very undisciplined. I've been a slug. I've just kind of laissez-faire, just go with the flow. I have found that my quest for purity has been much more successful when I had a routine and I maintained that routine. When I kept a schedule, when I scheduled in things I know I needed to do in order to maintain my relationship and my walk with God. For instance, in my schedule, first thing in the morning, I want to pray and spend time with God. I want to spend time in the Word. I want to review verses. I want to intentionally worship God. I want to reestablish that this day I want to worship the Lord. This day I want to choose to follow Him. Then throughout the day, I want to turn the radio off when I'm in the car or some of the music I may listen to. And I want to review and think on scriptures. I want to pray whenever I think about it or when someone comes to mind. There are some disciplines I do in the Christian life that will help me to stay in the zone, if you would, in an environment where I am in the shadow of the Almighty, when I'm in God's presence, when I can draw near to God in a disciplined approach. So again, brothers and sisters, whatever it takes for you to become disciplined, pray that that would happen.